Everyone, welcome back to another fun session with me. I'm Sanyukta Saxena, and today's session will be taking our journey on assorted tiles further. So we are already down a couple of tiles, about 7 tiles that we have drawn and explored new ideas in each one of the sessions. The last one being using a paper cutout string. Yes, so as I mentioned, these are just examples, ideas. Please make it your own, take it further from there, explore more. Let's get started with today's session. What I'm going to do today is draw a rainbow first on my tile. So have you ever tried drawing a rainbow tile? Yes, I think you must have, but let's do it again today. So there are a couple of options. So you can either color the entire tile with rainbow colors, or you can place it somewhere on your tile, part of the tile, covering portions of your tile, and then tangle the usual way. So rainbows can be a very nice idea to incorporate on your tile, adds a dash of color to your tile, and then you can tangle the usual way. Yes, let's get started with today's session. So I'm going to start with violet, or somewhat violet. I have these brush pens with me which I'm going to be using to create my colors. Yes, so as I mentioned, you can place it any which ways, and that will vary the look of the tile very much. Then I don't have an indigo, so I'm going to add some bit of black or gray first, something like this, and then probably I'm going to add blue over it. And since brush pens are water soluble, they can be blended. So this gets somewhere close to indigo when you add a dash of black with your blue, and I'm using the brush to kind of dilute the blackish gray so that I get a darker, somewhat indigo shade. Right, then I'm going to use the lighter blue which I have with me. So I get 2 shades. Then I move to my green. So you can use your watercolor panel. Please feel free. You can create the rainbow any which ways you want. Then I move to my yellow. I'm kind of overlapping the colors a little bit. Yes, then I'm going to use my orange. And then finally my red. Yes, so that's our beautiful rainbow colors on the tile, bright and beautiful, isn't it? So that was today's theme, and as I mentioned, you can place it in different ways to create different kinds of tiles. So give it few seconds so that it settles down, and if we put our hand, it doesn't kind of spoil our hands. So I'm going to be tangling in a few seconds. Yeah, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do is just draw a pencil line like this, and I'm going to be starting with the tangle called mycelium. Yes, so I'm using my Micron 01, and now probably you can just place a line like this also, so that you get some cue about where and how to start from. So let's start with our first mycelium. Is comparatively a new tangle, again very much inspired from the sea or creatures of the sea, mycelium. Yes, and works kind of, the strokes are similar to what we do in Senna. Yes, so you have a choice. You can either start from both sides at the same time, and now what I'm going to do is kind of go over my rainbow. Yes, let it turn and come out a little bit, something like this. So if you want to use a bolder pen, you can do that. And then it comes out here. Yes. Now going to the second one. So you have to keep a distance, maintain the distance. So there has to be a fine line between the two set of lines. Yes. You can maneuver the lines whichever way you want. So you can take it till the end. Draw the lines whichever way you want. Add that weight just the way we do for Senna. Go slow. Yes, I'm going to go to the other side. Slowly take your time. It's a little tricky tangle to draw. The only thing that you have to remember is it's drawn somewhat like the gorgeous, where after a certain point all the lines kind of merge at the neck and don't go higher up. Yes, that's the only thing which gives mycelium its look. So you don't have to take all the lines higher up. Now I've started to blend them somewhere close to the neck. Weighted lines, and you can add as much weight as you wish to. Yes, so that was one side. Now let's go on to the other. So again I'm going to kind of start to merge the lines. You can also alternate thick and thin lines. Yes, play around. Giving a wave to the line. You can keep it straight. You can play around. Yes, take your time. And you can extend it as much as you wish to. Yes, let's stop here. Now I'm going to start from the other side. So just rotate your tile and do exactly the same exercise. So some of the lines will go higher up, go over the rainbow, probably one or two more will go higher up. So you can see there is a distance between the two lines, a fine gap that I am leaving between the two sides. Yes, so that's important. Let's now continue in the same fashion. So I'm now starting to merge lines much before the neck. Some of the lines can go further, probably we'll extend a few. Take your time, be patient. Yes, high focus tangle. You need to be a little focused as you draw the two sides. Yes, and then just blend them. Reduce them to size, very small in size, before you finally fade it out. Yes, now let's do the other side in the same fashion. So you can draw some of the lines going right till the end. Slowly, take your time. That's the main tangle on the tile. That's why give it that time. We don't have much of space left after drawing this tangle. Yes, so take that time. Enjoy the strokes. So my mycelium kind of wrapping around my rainbow. Isn't it interesting? Yeah, exciting. Again, just fading it out. Yes, so that's the beautiful tangle mycelium. If you want to take it further, you can, like this. Some dots. Make sure you have inked the strands nicely, and you have to maintain this distance. That adds to the look of this tangle. Yes, so that was the main tangle. Now let us add few more things. So this part of the tile, I am going to draw the tangle TRIPOLI. Well, you can choose any tangle of your choice. The tangle pattern TRIPOLI is made up of these triangle shapes which are closely auraed with each other and arranged in the form of a flower. So every time I draw a triangle, I am basically working on a flower. Or when you aura it closely, you will actually start to see them being arranged like a flower. Whichever way you like it or you find it easier to draw, please go with that. Drawing behind, take your time. Don't bother too much about the size of the triangles. Just make sure they are closely packed. The next one auras the previous one closely, because that's what gives TRIPOLI its look. Yes, so when you start the next triangle, make sure you aura the previous one closely and just build on it. Tangle pattern TRIPOLI, a beautiful pattern to draw, and a beautiful reticula or grid that can be used to insert some more tangles inside. Yes, so go slow, take your time, enjoy the strokes. See the strokes culminate into a beautiful tangle. Now there are a whole lot of things that you can do to enhance the look of your tripoli. Add a fragment inside, choose any fragment of your choice. I'm just going to add some moons on 3 sides of my tripoli like this. Yes. So when you place these moons inside these closely packed triangles, they will start to form meta patterns in themselves. Moons will also help you add that drama, although mycelium has bold inked sections. But this will also add to the look of your tile. Slowly take your time. Try coordinating with the other side if possible. Yes. So I'm going to do this exercise slowly. Go to each triangle. You draw at your own pace. Yes. So I'm almost finishing adding my moons, going ahead in the same way, picking up each of the triangles and adding that crescent moon shape inside each, trying to coordinate from the triangle placed next so that they kind of form a meta pattern. But even if you are not able to, that's fine. It will look nice eventually. Everything looks nice as far as Zentangle is concerned. Yes, so that's how our triply looks like after you add a tiny fragment inside. Small little moons placed on 3 sides of the triangle. Draw behind wherever required, where triangles are not complete. And I think we are done. Yes, so that was triply. Actually, you can't really make out now what we started with. Yes, looks a very complex triangle to draw, but it's actually triply. So now in the rest of the tile, I'm just going to go with a simple tangle called QUABOG. Yes, so that's how the tangle starts. It's like tiny mushrooms. So it's up to you. You want to keep them close, you want the lines straight, or you want the lines kind of crinky. But they would be like tiny baby mushrooms, sprouts. The tangle is called QUABOG. I'm going to place it over my rainbow. In fact, I'm going to run all around and draw the same tangle QUABOG. So some of them kind of going behind. You can draw it in any fashion. Don't bother too much about the shapes and size. Again, coming out, draw behind wherever possible, all kind of size, shape, small tiny bulb at the top, just like a tiny mushroom. Tangle pattern QUABOG, draw behind wherever possible. Yes, like this. What you can do is also go around, just continue in the same fashion, or if you want you can just add something else. I will just add some bubbles, probably keep it simple. One circle, second circle, third circle, and some weight on one side of the innermost circle. That's how simple it is. An orb, one more, and then a little bit of weight on one side. Yes, and probably a simple tangle like therefore. Sweet and simple tile. And that's it. I don't think we need to add anything else. Now as far as this QUABOG is concerned, I'm going to be doing some bit of exercise and add some weight at these turnings to add a little more to the look of the tangle. And what you can also do is add a little weight on one side of your QUABOG, right? So highlighting one side with a little extra ink and adding a little bit of extra ink in the in between spaces. That's what I'm doing. So it highlights my QUABOG a little more. You can also place small tiny tipples here if you wish to, or if you don't want, you can abstain from that. That's perfectly fine. Yeah. So let me quickly do this exercise. If you want to add few more just randomly, please do that. No hard and fast rules there. Adding weight on one side and some weight on the turnings is all that I'm doing. So I'm done with that exercise. I've highlighted my QUABOGs by adding a little weight on one side and adding some bit of tipples here and there. That's it. Yes. Now let us get to shading. So as far as our mycelium is concerned, I'm going to highlight this part which is going wrapping around my rainbow so that you get that 3D effect. And then this is the best place to shade your mycelium along the line, the dividing line between the two sides. Make sure your ink has dried up before you start to shade, else it's quite a lot of inking, you might damage your tile. And then since we are trying to show it wrapping our beautiful rainbow, you might want to add shadow here. So just going around and blending the graphite without blending too much, so that I have a white space in between which makes this section kind of pop up. also called as the pillow effect as far as the shading goes. Make sure you blend it nicely. Moving next to our QUABOG, I am again highlighting both sides of my rainbow. Without adding too much. Just blur the graphite. And I'm going to go around my tile, give a smoked effect. So not too much at the edges, but yes, a little. I don't want it absolutely white. So pulling it out towards the center. If you want, you can add shadow under your bubbles also, but I don't see a need to add anything, any kind of a shading to my bubbles. Yes, the last thing is to add highlights. So just use your chalk pencil and highlight places where you have not added graphite. Yes, you can add highlights here on your mycelium. Like this. You can add highlights here. Make use of a different blending stub. And that's it. I don't think we need anything else on this tile. Let us keep it simple. Yes. So I'm going to be closing my tile here. Put in your chop, sign and date your tile always. Where is my pen? Yeah. So I shall see you again in few more sessions, yes, of this assorted tile series. You have a good time. Bye bye.